India's democratic mechanisms, be it elections or how our voices are heard by means of our representatives, is enabled by the Indian Parliament. But we have recently seen an unprecedented low when it comes to parliamentary behavior. With the undignified and unruly conduct of the opposition, India's parliament, which was setting records in productivity, is now witnessing record lows. Hi, I'm Risha Dwivedi, and today let's analyze this unruly behavior of the opposition. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government's decisive and proactive leadership style has proven one thing: democracy delivers. But before we look at the current events, let's go a little back in time to understand where this disruption politics is coming from. The opposition had taken it upon themselves to destructively derail the proceedings rather than have constructive criticism. But still, this is what Venkaiah Naidu said about young and first-time MPs.
Other examples from different parties, the way they are speaking, the way they are articulating, the way they are projecting different issues, we should all feel proud. We must allow such a debate. Country is watching towards the parliament, and moreover, they have a greater responsibility. Comparatively, they say you are a new party.
The opposition had made it a point to wreck protocols whenever they did not get their way. This unnecessary dissent took from their own colleagues a chance to present the opposition's view. Something the Prime Minister also noticed and highlighted.
विपक्ष में भी ऐसे होनहार सांसद है, ऐसे तेजस्वी सांसद है, और मैं मानता हूं उनको सुनना, उनके विचार अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी एसेट है। लेकिन अगर सदन चलेगा तो उनको बोलने का अवसर मिलेगा। अगर वो बोलेंगे तो बहुत उनकी जय जयकार होगी। तब हमारा क्या होगा, ये चिंता सता रही है। ये इनफेरिटी है कि विपक्ष के सामर्थ्यवान सांसद न बोल पाए, विपक्ष के सामर्थ्यवान सांसदों की प्रतिभा का परिचय देश को न हो। इसलिए ये सरकार को रोकने वाली बात तो अपनी जगह पे है, लेकिन विपक्ष में कोई ताकतवर बनना नहीं चाहिए, कोई होनहार दिखना नहीं चाहिए। इस इंफेरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स का परिणाम है।
In the first session of 2019, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha was at the center of protests. He mentioned if Jammu, Kashmir and the abrogation of Article 370 was an internal matter or not. Is this question even justified? And here's Samajwadi Party MP.
आप इधर बात कीजिए।
मैं तो आपको इतना देखूं कि आप मुझसे कहें कि नजर हटा लो।
जी नहीं, ये नजर हटाना नहीं, मैं मेरे तरफ करके बात
मुझे तो आप यूं भी इतनी अच्छी लगती हैं, इतनी प्यारी लगती हैं कि मैं आपकी आंखों में आंखें डाले रहूं, ये मेरा मन करता है।
Yet the government managed 137% productivity in the Lok Sabha and 103% in the Rajya Sabha. In the winter session, the same was 116% and 100% respectively, which means at least the government performed better than expectations. Budget session. The numbers fell slightly to 90% for the Lok Sabha and 74% for the Rajya Sabha. For the monsoon 2020 session, in view of the COVID-19 pandemic, it was decided to suspend the question hour. The opposition also agreed to the same, but then resorted to protests later. To protest the farm laws, MPs climbed onto the chairman's table and tore the rule book. They broke the mic, heckled the deputy chairman, and then complained that they were muted out. After the suspension of 8 MPs, the opposition decided to lower the dignity further by walking out and also staging a sit-in protest to defy the honorable speaker. But in an effort to achieve the best possible legislative result, our government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, went into overdrive. Productivity for 2020's monsoon session stood at an unbelievable 167% and 100.4% for the Rajya Sabha. The same for the 2021 budget session was at 114% and 90%. The above 100% productivity proves that the only aim in the government's agenda was to push for maximum efficiency despite the opposition's intent to simply disrupt and derail. The intent was confirmed in the monsoon session for 2021 when productivity fell to 21% for the Lok Sabha and 29% for the Rajya Sabha. This session saw opposition MPs snatch the papers from the hands of the minister and tear them. They did not even allow their Prime Minister to introduce the ministers duly sworn in. In the winter session last year, the government introduced in the Parliament a landmark bill aimed to empower women by raising the marriage age to 21. But in an effort to disrupt proceedings, the opposition appeared more concerned with raising their voice above that of Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani, rather than listening to what the minister was saying. Only after all this commotion did the Rajya Sabha chairman direct 6 MPs to withdraw from the services of the House for the day. 12 MPs were identified by the chairman, and this time they were suspended from the Rajya Sabha for the entirety of the winter session. No apology, no adherence to dignified protocols. Come 2022, this year's budget session had a staggering productivity rate of 129% in the Lok Sabha and 98% in the Rajya Sabha respectively. The monsoon session began on 18th July. And the disruption spree has begun. 4 Congress MPs were suspended from Lok Sabha for the rest of the session for displaying placards and disrupting proceedings again and again. 19 Rajya Sabha MPs were suspended on Tuesday for the rest of the week, following a ruckus in the upper house, which begs the question, how and when exactly will they learn? A democratically elected government is doing everything in its power to work for national development. The opposition has resorted to hooliganism that does not allow the House to function. The productivity of the House is falling. Who do you think is betraying the mandate of the people, the government or the opposition? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, this is Richa Dwivedi signing off. Dhanyavad and Namaste.